Every day, we are like no other. First of its kind in Ibadan, constantly on the green, giving you the best of broadcasting 24 hours. Agidigbo 88.7 FM, the people's voice. Agidigbo 88.7 FM.
There's a lot to digest and a lot of voices to be heard. Stick to the frequency that amplifies those voices, stories, and reports that make the difference. This is Agidigbo News, 88.7 FM, the people's voice.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio, Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening. Welcome to the news around the world on the most listened to radio station at Agidigbo 88.7 FM Ibadan. I am Oluwasegun Ologun. First headlines. JAM refutes postponement notice, says UTME will hold as scheduled. Makinde charges Christians on sacrificial living for state, nation over Easter celebration. 3 teenagers arrested after a 14-year-old boy shot dead in southeast London. Iran leaves door open for peace talks as hunt for missing United States pilot continues. Third National Para Games ends with colorful closing ceremony as Enugu State emerges overall winner. Now the details. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, has dismissed a circulating press release claiming that the 2026 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination had been postponed, describing it as malicious and fake. JAM had previously revealed that the main 2026 UTME is scheduled to hold from Thursday, 16th of April to Saturday, 25th of April 2026. In a statement issued today, the board warned candidates to disregard the false notice as it did not emanate from them, stressing that all activities on the 2026 UTME will continue as scheduled. The board also cautioned candidates against fraudulent individuals or groups on WhatsApp claiming to facilitate score inflation, saying such claims are false and criminal, and further warned that any candidate found engaging in these activities risks cancellation of registration or withholding of results. The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, has called on the Christians in the state and across Nigeria to imbibe the lessons of love and sacrificial living thoughts by Jesus Christ through his death and resurrection as it celebrates the Easter season. Governor Makinde hosted this today in an Easter message signed by a special advisor on media, Dr. Sulaiman Olarewaju, and made available to newsmen, congratulated Christians on witnessing the end of the 40-day Lenten period, and equally harped on the need for Christians to continue the intercession for your states, Nigeria, and the leadership of country at this critical period. The governor, who appreciated the Christians community for its support and cooperation with his government since 2019, charged them not to relent as the administration continues to serve the people. Governor Makinde also admonished residents of the state to be vigilant during and after the festivities and to say something to the government once they notice anything suspicious in their environment, and further charged residents to always make use of the state emergency number 615 stating that security is a responsibility for everyone. Food prices continue to rise, placing a heavy burden on both residents and traders. Despite traders' effort to keep food items available, sales remain low, leaving many stores less busy than usual. The surge in costs is forcing residents to rethink their daily spending and feeding habits, while sellers lament poor patronage. Agidbo FM News correspondent Rodiat Amzat highlights how this surge is affecting the daily life of residents of Ibadan. Here's the report.
Despite the fact that traders continue to purchase food items with the hope of selling to prospective buyers, sales have remained low. Many sellers say they invest heavily to restock their goods, believing it is a necessity people cannot do without. However, there exists a quiet stretch where raw food items are left unsold, creating an atmosphere for uncertainty in the market space. Stores that are usually busy now appear less crowded as fewer customers come forward to make purchases. At the same time, sellers can be heard calling out to passerby, trying to attract attention to their goods. They lament the poor level of patronage, expressing concern over losses while appealing to potential buyers to stop and make a purchase.
There's no market. Everybody who came to market, they are coming and go without any selling market.
Everything. We are not making gain in anything we are doing. To eat good food gone for Nigeria now, we are not eating good food any longer. So that is what we are into.
Meanwhile, traders call for better support in terms of supply chain management and access to credit, arguing that lowering operational costs could help stabilize prices for consumers.
Now we they do ourselves for this country. Now we they do ourselves. Because as this fuel is going up now, even though it come down, the price we are paying now, for people to reduce the price, is not possible.
Government to please assist us about the petrol. The petrol is too expensive. From 180 to 1,004 per litre. It's too much.
If urgent actions are not taken, the rising cost of food may continue to affect daily life, leaving residents and traders alike hoping for solutions that will bring relief and stability. Rodiat Hamzat, Agidbo FM News.
Veteran cinematographer Mr. Tamunominini Duru Edmond has highlighted a significant advancement made in Nigeria's movie industry, noting a shift from simplicity to sophistication in film production. In an interview with Agidbo FM News, Mr. Edmond revealed that early filmmaking focused on telling authentic African stories with minimal technical complexities, emphasizing that the goal was to tell the story, not to showcase elaborate camera effects.
So that the movie industry was born out of urgency and not luxury. Cinematography was very simple. There is no technical know-how of most of these camera operations. So they make use of the VHS cameras, and the lighting were very harsh just to light up the scene. To light up the scene, there is no much use of light to manipulate visuals and the rest. As for color grading, there is nothing like ray color grading, and editing was done in analog way.
However, Mr. Edmond further highlights the importance of cinematography, noting that it elevates filmmaking to new heights by bringing the story on the big screen to life and creating a visual experience that is both beautiful and impactful. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority (LASMA) has commenced an investigation into allegation that its officials extorted commercial bus drivers along the coastal road. The allegation, which surfaced in a social media post circulating on Facebook, claimed that LASMA officers arrested commercial bus drivers and demanded 100,000 naira before releasing their vehicles. In a statement issued today and signed by the Director of Public Affairs and Enlightenment Department, Mr. Adebayo Taufik, The agency said it views the allegation with utmost seriousness and does not condone misconduct or abuse of office. The authority said it had initiated an impartial and comprehensive investigation into the claim, assuring that any officer found culpable would face disciplinary action and further reiterated a commitment to transparency, accountability, and professionalism. Now it's time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Kuliamza Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola. Three people have been accused over an arson attack on Jewish volunteer ambulances in Golders Green. Hamza Iqbal, 20, Ryan Khan, 19, with a 17-year-old boy who cannot be named for legal reasons have been charged. The group, who were all arrested at different locations in East London, appear at Westminster Magistrate Court today. Four ambulances from Adzola, a volunteer-led ambulance service, were destroyed in the early hours of 23rd March in North London. When the four ambulances were set on fire, the resulting blaze caused gas canisters stored in the vehicles to explode, and nearby homes were evacuated as a precaution. Separately, two men aged 45 and 47 arrested last Wednesday have both been released on bail until later in April. Detective Chief Superintendent Luke Williams, who lead policing in northwest London, said a bespoke policing plan has been deployed at vulnerable areas across London, including Golders Green. Three teenagers have also been arrested on suspicion murder of a 14-year-old boy, Elsa Ohebo, a Nigerian citizen. The area surrounding the streets where the shooting took place was cordoned off yesterday with a dozen police at the scene. Detective Chief Inspector Lucy Card, who is leading the investigation, sympathized with the family at this difficult time. He thereby urged anyone with any information to come forward and speak to officers. And that ends the news from Kuliamza Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola.
Welcome back. We shall also be moving to our Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Amzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya. Iranian forces were searching on Saturday for a missing U.S. pilot from one of the two warplanes reportedly shot down over Iran and the Gulf, escalating tensions as the conflict entered its sixth week with little sign of imminent peace talks. The incident underscored the continued risk faced by U.S. and Israeli aircraft operating over Iran, despite claims by President Donald Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth that American forces have achieved full control of the skies. The possibility that a U.S. service member could be alive and invading capture inside Iran comes just days after Donald Trump warned he would bomb the country back to the Stone Ages. The conflict has drawn limited public support in the United States and raises concern about potential long-term damage to the global economy. The Democratic Republic of Congo is in negotiations with the Trump administration over a potential agreement to accept deportees from other nations, a move that could mark the latest in a series of similar deals struck across Africa. According to three United Nations officials and two diplomats briefed on the matter, the talks highlight Washington's increasing use of so-called third country deportation agreements aimed at accelerating the removal of migrants living in the United States without legal status. Such agreements are typically reached behind closed doors with few public details about their scope or conditions. The discussions with Congo come as the Trump administration pushes to advance a peace deal between Congo and Rwanda and secure continued U.S. access to Congo's reserves of critical minerals. And that ends the news from Kule Amzat Studio at Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya.
Welcome back once again. In the exciting world of sport, the third edition of the National Para Games came to a successful end on Friday inside the velodrome of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium as Enugu State emerged as overall winners. The closing ceremony witnessed the presence of top government dignitaries, including the wife of the Vice President, Nana Kashim Shettima, who represented the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, the Honorable Minister for State Education, Professor Suwabai Ahmad, the Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, amongst others. The First Lady commended all the participating athletes for their discipline, focus, and resilience, and reassured them that the administration of President Bola Tinubu GCFR will continue to create opportunity for them to excel. Enugu State, who emerged overall champions of the games, will be returning to the coast city with a total of 40 gold, 8 silver, and 7 bronze medals. Bayelsa State finished second with 25 gold, 30 silver, and 34 bronze medals, while other states emerged third with 25 gold, 14 silver, and 12 bronze medals. The chairman of the NSC, Malam Shehu Diko, also assured the country's para-athletes that they will continue to hold on important place in the lines of activities and programs of the Commission, while thanking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for placing sports on a priority list of the federal government. To wrap up the news this evening, here's a recap of the headlines. JAMB refutes postponement notice, says UTME will hold as scheduled. Market charges Christians on sacrificial living for state, nation over Easter celebration. 3 teenagers arrested after 14-year-old boy shot dead in southeast London. Iran leaves door open for peace talks as hunt for missing United States pilot continues. Third National Para Games ends with colorful closing ceremony as Enugu State emerges overall winner.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo88.7fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news stories and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
Before we go this evening, here's a quick tip. Stay afraid, but do it anyway. What's important is the action. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM Ibadan. I am Oluwasegun Ologun. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information is power. At Agidigbo 88.7 FM, we bring the news from top to bottom.
The Oyo State Independent Electoral Commission, OISEC, has called for continuous collaboration.
We bring you reports from Oyo State.
The Oyo State House of Assembly has called for thorough investigation.
Southwest Nigeria and the rest of the world.
Has clarified that the body did not receive any cash support from international development.
Trust us to keep you informed every hour, every day.
Agidigbo